This chapter isn't about principles of design. We'll get there shortly. It's about how to assess a card that you're looking at. I want to help you develop what I call a design compass. This compass is what I use to answer the question, how do I know? How do I know if this color combination works, or if this embellishment adds to the design or detracts from it? Whether you realize it or not, your emotions and your body tell you what you like as much as your thoughts do. So let's put those parts to work. When you look at a card, ask yourself the following questions. What do I feel? This is about our emotions. What do I experience in my body? Our bodies often give us clues about our feelings. What adjective describes the card? This is about our thoughts, but our emotions help form those thoughts. And what experience or circumstance does the card remind me of? The answer to this question isn't part of my reaction very often, but sometimes it can be very helpful. It's important to develop your design compass because it will help you make all the little decisions you need to make as you design cards. I'm going to show you some cards and I'll share my answers to these questions. I encourage you to pause the video and answer any of the questions you can before you hear my reactions. Then start the video again to hear what I have to say. You may feel very differently about a card or use different adjectives for it, and that's fine. Or you may feel the same things I do. It doesn't really matter. I just want you to start getting a sense of your own design compass. When I look at this card, I feel happy and touched. My body says, so there's a sense of calm about it. As for adjectives, I think it's colorful and sweet, and it doesn't really remind me of any circumstance or experience. With this card, I feel inspired because of this sentiment, and I'm also intrigued by all the textures and layers and stuff. My body feels calm, so it tells me that there's a harmonious feeling to the card. The adjectives that I would use are old and worn. It's very different and kind of adventuresome because I went outside the box. With this card, I feel kind of curious and calm. There's a harmony to the design. My body feels relaxed. Adjectives I would use, it's balanced, harmonious, masculine. And as for an experience, I'd say it reminds me of fall. I feel happy when I look at this card. I love all the colors. These are brighter colors than I usually use, so I feel a certain sense of excitement. I also giggle a little inside. That's what my body's telling me because of the sentiment. And the adjectives I'd use are that it's fun, colorful, and yummy. That's what came to mind. With this card, I feel inspired and sentimental. My body feels at ease. Adjectives I would use are wow, harmonious, and fun because of these little curly cues. And when I open it up and see the sentiment, it makes me remember my mom and how I miss her. With this card, I feel happy and excited. My body feels a bit of a cringe because it's a lot of orange and that's not a color I like real well. And if I open it up to its full length, then my body starts to feel a little scattered and overwhelmed. So the adjectives I'd use are fun, complicated, a little scattered, and it reminds me of a sunny day in the garden. I have two cards of this design. Let's start with this one. I feel calm, curious. In my body, I notice I've sort of given a big sigh and my shoulders have relaxed. I would describe it as cool, interesting, and it reminds me of water. When I look at this one, I feel more excited and curious. My body's more invigorated, more energetic. I'd describe it as warm and interesting. And even though it's orange, and orange isn't one of my favorite colors, it isn't overwhelming to my senses as this one. This one reminds me of summer. So you can see that even though I have two cards of the same design, there are different words that I would use with them. So I hope that gives you an idea of my design compass. And I hope you were able to pause the video and notice what you felt and thought about the cards. You can use the same strategy as you watch the rest of the chapters. Pause the video before I start talking if you can. Just notice what your body, your feelings, and your thoughts tell you about the card. Start asking these questions when you're creating a card and notice how they help you make decisions about your design. Sometimes it's helpful to have a list of words to choose from that can help you answer the questions. I'll provide a PDF of words I thought of, but please feel free to add to the list. In the next chapter, I'll give you the terms I use for the elements of a card, so we'll have a common language for talking about them.